Hi Scorpio, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your weekly tarot check for the week of June 21st through June 28th. This is for all Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So in a few days I'll be posting a July monthly reading. That'll be a little more in depth, but I hope you're all staying well, and I want to tell you I so appreciate you, your comments, your just likes, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. It is great, and it raises our collective vibration. So thanks for doing that. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you tap the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, but they're every week at least, and sometimes a little more frequently. Like when we're starting a new month, I'll do an extra, a monthly or even a mid-month reading, and I also have a love reading that I do. I'm not offering personal readings at this time. People ask, and part of it is just the technology piece. I like to do things with fidelity, and I don't want to start to get into that until I can really feel committed. I'm quite busy with some things, and yeah, tarot is sacred to me. You know, it's not just trial and error, right? And so I think if I ever get to that point, I'll let people know on the channel, but right now, I'm just not quite, like I said, having the time to do it, but I understand why people ask. So anyway, here we go. Let's get the guidance for Scorpio. Guidance, please, for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's going on here? All right. Let's see what the cards have to say today for you all. So we start with Sunday, and that's Father's Day for those of you who celebrate it. Now, we start off with the Nine of Swords. Before we get on with this, right away I start to feel like you're more concerned about somebody else here. So it's not necessarily worrying about yourself as much as somebody else. Monday, you've got Strength. Tuesday, you have the Ace of Wands. Wednesday, you've got the Queen of Swords. Thursday, you have the Hierophant. Friday, you've got Temperance. Saturday, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. I love this alignment. Isn't that awesome with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles? And then you have the Queen of Pentacles on Sunday. Great week ahead, but I do want to tell you, I feel like somebody here is concerned about somebody's drinking. That came up right away, and then it came up again. And so I don't know if that could have something to do with Father's Day, or somebody out there has a dad who has been an alcoholic their lives. I mean, I think a lot of us relate to that. My dad was an alcoholic, and then he became addicted to drugs. And this was like in the 70s, so it was a long time ago, 70s and 80s. And I understand that. I do. I get it. And so for those of you, I guess I just want to send a little extra love your way, because I know that's hard to deal with. But there's certainly life and recovery around it for whoever that's for. But either way, you do have a beautiful week. You got a lot of new stuff coming in, new opportunities. It's money. There's an apology here, and I also feel like there's love here for somebody, but the money is really solid. So you start off here with this Nine of Swords, right? And we call this the Nightmare card. But, you see the swords are suspended above him. But what we don't always look at, have you ever really taken a look at his comforter? It's covered in flowers and the zodiac sign, okay? So what the card's trying to tell you is, even though you may have something on your mind, there's love all around you. There's love, and there's guidance, and there's messages. So be open to the messages. Be open to synchronizations. Be open to, allowing life just to flow. Because there may be something here where you're powerless over something in terms of another person. We really can't control other people. And I don't care how many spellcasters you go to, which I don't recommend. I don't think it's necessary personally. There's somebody that always posts on here about it. There's something about they brought their wife or their husband back using spells, and you don't really need to do that, especially if it's somebody that wants you to pay, a lot of money for it. So, sometimes we love in a detached way because it hurts too much to really be in the thick of something with another person, but you definitely have love around you. And on Monday, you've got the Strength card. And, it's always important when we see a card that has that infinity symbol to pay attention and be aware of that, because it's infinite abundance. And again, I feel like you're definitely pulling money in towards you. You may have somebody here who has hidden feelings for you too, where it feels new, or it feels like somebody that's been admiring you for a while, Scorpio, and they just haven't said anything. So you might have a bit of a secret admirer crushing on you. I'll be interested to hear if somebody finds out that, or it was like somebody you wondered about, like, is that what they're intending here? But it hasn't been completely clear. So they're moving forward with the Ace of Wands. This is definitely an offer, and it's a magic wand, right? You're waving this wand. What do you want? Because whatever you want, you can have. Bring it towards you. This also can be about reconciliation. It can be an apology. It can be somebody who comes forward that wants to make things right. There's some unfinished business here that somebody wants to resolve. It feels like it's just been hanging out there. Sort of like how this is just dangling in the sky, right? And it just doesn't feel like it's been completely resolved. So for some of you, you may have that come in towards you, but you definitely have a new opportunity here, and a new beginning. It definitely feels like a new beginning. So you've got the Queen of Swords here on Wednesday, and this queen knows pain. This queen has gotten to be rather controlling because of pain that she suffered, and so her motives are not to hurt anyone, but she can be a little harsh. So it does feel like there's been some pain in the past, and again, there's communication here too. So I do feel like you've got some kind of a conversation that needs to happen. Whatever this unfinished emotional business is, there needs to be a conversation around it. Because it's really time to be done with it. It really is. She comes up when she's brought in to show you when a situation needs to be put to rest, because it's just not good to continue. But she's very free. She's not afraid to express herself and give her opinions, and that may be you, because I see that even though you're a water sign, I definitely see that with Scorpio. I didn't really talk about this much, but you definitely have Earth here. You have Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. You have Air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. You've got Leo here. You've got Sagittarius here. And, so this is also Earth here too with the Hierophant. So it's a change. And the Hierophant says be still and know. So I definitely feel like if you had something from the past that was holding you back, there's a change that's moving you forward. For somebody here too, you may be considering changing and moving forward in terms of education, or even taking a class, going somewhere to do some kind of a seminar or a workshop or something like that, and you'll be guided towards that. It's really too a time of education, of spiritual mentorship. I don't know why, but I got the Edgar Cayce oh God, what is it called? It's like a center, I guess. In Virginia Beach, Virginia, just came into my mind. So I don't know if somebody's been looking at events there, wanting to do some training there, something like that. But the Hierophant comes in because this is a time when stability and balance prevail. So I do feel like for some of you, you've got something coming in that's going to be a great relationship, and it's going to have a deep spiritual connection. I see somebody doing yoga too. Like there's just this mind, body, spirit connection happening. Now Temperance shows up on Friday. Shows up on Friday. And Temperance is the card of the alcoholic. So I mentioned earlier, if you've got somebody who has had a history with drinking to excess, this certainly could represent a time to let go of some of it. We can only do so much. People will do what they'll do until they're done doing it. And especially with something like that, there's help out there if they want it. But I do feel like it's a time just to let things go and grow. Patience is a virtue when you see this card. But it's one day at a time, but it's also self-care. So for those of you, like I said, I saw yoga, somebody's taking care of themselves and putting themselves on the list as a priority. It's time to, um, if you haven't been exercising regularly, I feel like you'll get into a good routine of that. It's a major healing card, though. And what I love is it's right next door to the Ace of Pentacles on Saturday. Who doesn't love to see this? I mean, it's a big, beautiful offer coming your way. So you definitely have some kind of prosperity. It may be a new friend that you meet, but I feel like it also has to do with a new chapter in love and a new chapter in money, for sure. So for those of you, if you've had some kind of new offer or inspired idea about starting something like your own side business, this would be a great thing to do. It will definitely be prosperous for you, especially if there's low overhead. What do you have to lose? I might as well start it if it doesn't cost you anything, or it costs just a minimal amount of money. Take the risk, because there's a reward waiting here. And then you have on Sunday this Queen of Pentacles, and again, money is showing up here very prominently. The Queen is proud. The Queen is proud but humble, and so I do feel like with you, you're able to look around you and see some successes that have been brought in, and it just kind of amazes you. You look around and see, things are really moving in a good direction. Again, I do feel like there's a couple that's represented here. I mean, even though she doesn't have her king, I do feel him here. And so it's just on Sunday, it's a very down-to-earth, very kind, caring energy around you. There may be people who want to, get outside, take a walk, go do something, and they'll be just fun, uplifting people to be around. So very nice week of energies here overall. Again, I mean, it's hard to put sacred divinity into our human timelines, but it does give us some structure. So keep that in mind. If it's like, well, that didn't happen this week, well, it certainly could still come in. We'll close things off with an oracle card for bringing more love into your life. Practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective. So I really like that with the cards that are here. It definitely ties in. And then we'll end with Abraham Hicks, Ask and It Is Given. It is natural for my body to be well. You do not have to think specific positive thoughts about your body, but you have to not think specific negative thoughts. If you could never think about your body and instead just think pleasant thoughts, your body would reclaim its natural place of wellness. And I hear this all the time, and there was actually somebody in the Abraham Hicks workshop. It's on YouTube too. His segment, he's in the hot seat talking about how he just lost 20 pounds. He just decided and thought about the body he wanted, and it just seemed to happen. So we can definitely bring things in and attract towards us. The energy for you is certainly right. You've got a lot of new stuff that wants to come in. So I love you so much, Scorpio, and I'll be back again soon.